Well, hello there. If you clicked on this video, you probably want to learn how to build in a bit of a medieval style in Minecraft. Well, this is the tutorial for you. Oh yeah. So this is actually the first tutorial video I ever record for when it comes to Minecraft building, so bear with me with certain elements. And also, there's not one way to do this, there's just my way that I'm showing off, and yeah. To start out, I tend to outline the builds with logs and then specifically spruce. I tend to use a lot of spruce just because it's the best wood in the game in my opinion. And also one of the things I tend to do is have a 3 wide gap in between the posts to have that like small feeling yet also allowing for like strong looking walls and everything. And we just outline everything. Like so. There we go. So what I do now, in this case I have Axiom installed, which will allow me to do this real quick. But I am actually going to increase the height of all of these by another 2 blocks. Because then we put logs like this, attaching each of the logs together. And actually with Axiom I can just copy and paste it, which I do recommend installing Axiom, just because it's a very useful mod when it comes to building. So, and it's relatively easy to use. Especially the basic tools that are in here are really easy to use. So, if you want to build quicker and even bigger, because this mod does allow you to build pretty big pretty easily just because you can copy stuff around. Anyways, we now have this outline. So one of the next steps I would do is I would grab a temporary block. In this case, we'll grab a stone block. Let's grab smooth stone. And we start filling in each of these 3x3 spaces. Except for one, that will be the entrance. And actually, because it's zone 3, see, I think that would look better as the entrance. So we do this, and we do this across everything here. Now, this is not the final one, because this is just a step I do because I'm using Axiom, which makes it just far easier to do certain things. Because if I go into Axiom now, and I grab this magic wand selection tool. It's not that visible right now because I'm using also shaders. But we've now selected everything. We go into Noise Painter where I have a preset for andesite texture. We can just paint down the texture and immediately have a textured wall with a realistic looking texture combination. So using stone, andesites, and yeah, smooth polished andesite. So currently the blocks that we've been using are spruce logs, stone, polished andesite, and andesite. These are currently the blocks that we've used. And then the step after this, now. We're not adding windows on this floor. This floor will stay like this in terms of most of the looks. One of the things I will add, however, is a bit of a trapdoors at the bottom of the pillars. Also, I just realized that this one didn't have. Okay, yeah. So we add those trapdoors in to add a little bit more detail at the bottom here. Like so. This is going to be the door. We'll get back to that in a moment. So we just do this. There we go. Now, the next thing we do, we actually grab some oak. Oak stairs and oak slabs. The reason I'm grabbing oak is because that contrasts more than spruce. I'll show you. Like, although, no, spruce does also work. But, yeah, no, spruce is fine. Spruce is fine. So actually, we go here to where the door is going to be. And we start a pattern of a upside down stair and a right side up stair, which we can copy around. For those who don't use Axiom, it's just a matter of just placing it correctly. Now, right here, it's going to result in a little bit. No, it doesn't. Because I can just move this right here. Flip it that way and that way. Bam. Copy this around. But actually on the back here it will result in issues, so we just need to do the other side real quick. Oh, and also here in corners, I recommend just adding in a slab based on where it should be. So, like so. Yes. Now, the reason why we're adding these will become clear in a moment. Okay, right here, yeah. We'll do that. No. Did I make a mistake here? No, I didn't. Fuck it, we'll just copy this further. This way. Oh, I made a mistake here. That's why. Because thanks to that, it ends up like this right here. Okay, that's fine. Okay, the next step is we're gonna let's add these blocks currently to the block list. We're gonna grab the logs again, and we pull this up, and it actually go way a few blocks higher than the bottom area. Then we do this, pull it across over here, so that we get this frame, which we can copy around and use. Now, not everywhere it's going to. Now, not every bit is going to fit with the frame. Like right here, we'll get an issue that we have too. But that isn't really an issue. That just means that these places won't have windows in the end. This corner won't have a window in there. Meanwhile, these by 3x3 will have windows. So let's just quickly plop those around. Here we go. And there we go. Now, what we do is we're going for a completely different wood type. Let's go for, in this case, oak. Let's go with oak. So what we'll do is we'll build this entire I don't even ledge here with oak, and we are going to pull it up to the top in a moment. If you're not using Axiom, just build it up. That's just I'm just using Axiom to speed it up a bit. There we go. So the oak contrasts very nicely with the spruce. So what we do now is we go back into the Axiom menu, and I actually already have a oak texture, which is just oak, the same oak logs and planks in there. Oops. We select the oak, strip blocks, and we add that texture on there. I'm adding this texture on there before I do the windows, which is simply the windows itself. Can be done in multiple ways. I'll show in a second. It's simple. Just make a hole in the middle of these bits. Whoops. And that way we have a window. Though these windows are not done yet, because that is more detail we can add here. For which, once we've added these to the block palette, we once again grab the spruce stairs and trapdoors. And in later versions, I don't have it in yet, but you could also use shelves at this point. We add in a construction like this on the bottom, and we mirror that on the top to get that nice rounded shape in there, which also adds more depth to the build. And in these corners we do add this, but we remove the middle block and just make it a little bit thinner, like so. So we can easily copy that around the build. Now with Axiom, if you're not at Axiom again, it's just a matter of doing the same but building it by hand. And once more, Axiom is a very useful mod you can install. There you go. Now for the windows, there are really two options that you could do. First, you could go with the fence. Second, you could go with the light gray stained glass. Both of these will look good. It's very much depending on your preference, and my own preference is the light gray stained glass in the window, because that just looks very nice. So let's copy that around. So now, with all the windows in, the next step is going to be the roof, for which we actually are going to be starting with a collection of stairs, which I'll immediately add to the block palette right here. We're having a andesite, mossy, all of these nice stairs here are being added to the block palette. And that is a lot to just add in texture and such. Now, I do have a mod installed called the Shovel mod, which automatically shovels blocks like this, which is just a useful builder's tool to use. And also, you don't really have to build a roof on this floor, but to keep it realistic with medieval buildings, it's about where a second floor would be. Max's second floor, really. Now, of course, that is currently missing a chimney, but that's also fixable in a bit. Yes, okay, yeah. Also, at the end of the video, there will be a time lapse with the entire build process. So we actually are going to add upside down stairs here to finish up the shaping. and add a little bit of an overhang here. Now, you see that some of the stairs are reacting to the stairs in the window sills, in the window frames, but that's not really a problem. It fixes itself as soon as you place more stairs down. So, we just continue like this. There we go. Now what I like to do is I tend to bridge these two parts together to where they connect. And since we're building with threes down there, it usually ends up like this. And for that, we are going to add in the slab variant of all these stairs. Because with the slabs, we can add in this. So we have that nice top there. Now we'll do the same over here. Just quickly bridging it. From this side. To the other. And once again here we'll have these here. There we go. Now this time we're lucky with it being nice like so on the same height. But these two bits can be on different heights, and that's also something I like to recommend. Have a bit of an odd shape with your building. Have like a thing that goes out like here. This one is a bit more of an L shape, which adds like more. It adds more to the build and makes it look better. So now we go back to stairs and we add in the first layer of stairs connecting everything here. And you can already see the texture really coming in. With all the stone stairs and the mossy stairs and everything. Then at this stage, we go back to the logs. And we'll build this up. To fit underneath here. We pull this up. And further back. We also do something similar right here. Add in some more spruce logs. And that way we have this nice little corner here. And we can copy this, flip it to the other side, and take this whole bit, flip it, rotate it twice, and put it right there. So what we do now is we'll connect this up. This wooden log is just mainly there for the inside purposes, because it's just going to be stairs up there. And now we can go back to the stairs. No wait, not yet, because I think it's best to extrude all of this here. Or add it. Bam. Now we can go back to the stairs. And we can add in the layers all the way going up to the top. Also, one of the things I tend to do with these builds is add in stairs underneath here to really add in some structural stuff to the build, but also make it easier to place the stairs. Because otherwise it's just getting annoying. Bam. Now this house is a medieval style house. Is not particular to any certain region of medieval style, but that's just fine, I think. Now we have a section here where we'll go back to slabs and add them like so. Bam. And on this other side we have a lot more just straight roof. A lot less of a nick in the roof. So we can just do this. Then we still have that on each side. So let me just quickly... And there we go. There we have our medieval styled Minecraft house building. Although, no, wait, we're missing one thing. One very important thing. That every house needs a door. We're missing a door. So let me quickly... Please. So what I tend to do with these doors is I tend to have like the arch, like we have on the windows, trapdoors at the bottom, and then I go in and place trapdoors like this to close off the door. And on top of that, then I place one door right there, with this filling it up. I add in a lantern to light up just a little bit. And there we go, that's the door for one of these houses. With it being with it not being flush with these wall bits, it adds some more dimension and some more detail around it. And at this point, you can basically do whatever you want in terms of details. I'm just going to detail this build myself a little bit. So one of the things I'll grab for it. Actually, I'll also add in the lanterns, the build pallets. Also, these build pallets I have now situated on if you use the stained glass or defense. Yeah. So for the details I'm going to be adding, I'm going to grab some dirt. Actually some grass. And some moss. And some moss carpets. We're also going to grab some spruce leaves. And we're going to also grab some oak leaves and flowering azalea leaves. So one of the things I'll do first is I'll build up a bit of a planter, for which we remove this one, for instance. We'll place trapdoors like so. Add in the grass. And then we add in some flowers. Torch flowers? Yeah, fuck it, torch flowers. Like so. And it already adds more detail right there. So right here, we have this corner, which it's kind of a bit ugly. So what we'll do, if we quickly remove the rest of them out of our inventory, we just add in a little bit of bush. Shrubbery over here, shrubbery, and we'll add those kinds of details right now. Ooh, one of the details I've got to add is a barrel. Grab these barrels and some rails, which allows for some very quick and easy detail. If we stack it up like so, add some rails over top, bam. And actually, we can kind of do the same if we build out some oak logs lying around here, which would be firewood for this house. And then we can add in the rails like so. Although it looks better if this is also covered. Bam. Bam, we've got some firewood for this house. Oh, this looks starting to look nice, yes. Okay. Right here we can do like a smaller planter. With, in this case, I think also a different flower. I'm gonna grab some roses. Rose bush. Adds in a nice little pop of color. And just to finish it off, I'm not going to do the backside. Some vines, I think, on the walls here a little bit, like so. No, makes it look too jungly. Lichen. I think that will work better. Yeah, that works better. It's a nice final bits of detail to add in. Or it creates also a bit more of a magical feel. Like so. And that looks nice, doesn't it? Okay, so let's add these blocks to the block palettes. And there we go. A nice looking medieval style house. There's of course some more detail you can add in, like a path, like so. And of course you can add in like some farmland around it, some stables around it. So yeah. And it's actually not that many blocks. As you can see, it's mainly stone type blocks, which are very easy to get. The hardest blocks to get here are the glow lichen, torchflower and rose, but those aren't required, those are just detailing blocks. Yeah, for the most part it's a pretty easy early game build to do. And also this path is made out of mushroom blocks, and mud bricks and dark moss, but that's doable. So yeah. Anyways, currently the build has no interior, but that's maybe for a second video if you guys want that. Anyways, with that, ladies and gentlemen, I hope y'all enjoyed this little quick build tutorial. There will be a time lapse now of the entire build, but anyways, with that, I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.